morning, by the way, guys. Just bear with me whilst I get these links out. Working. Um, welcome. Last night prices started to pop off, didn't they? So we cashed in some profit. We closed on this push up here. We didn't want to hold overnight. Needed to get some sleep. So nice, risk free. We cashed in some profit. It was a nice chain of trades that came in. We caught, all three trades that we kept open throughout the day yesterday all went in profit. And then we opened another two. So we opened Mask and we opened Phantom. As you can see, Mask absolutely blew the roof off. We cashed out at the top of that structure. Again, didn't want to hold it overnight. But yeah, sent out and a beautiful trade. Something like 260%. Phantom another 260%. So it was a good day yesterday. Just had to stay patient as we mentioned. So yeah, well done. Now let's go over through the structure. So I did say I was going to send out a market update yesterday. There just wasn't enough price action, and then eventually, obviously, we made that push, made that break. But let's go over the structure we're currently playing in today. So which one's going to be? So this was the trade. So we got out on this green candle on that breakout. So could get rid of that. Okay, so this one's on Coinbase. Let's do the Binance chart. It's nicer volume to go off. So bottom of your range, top of your range. There's your liquidity. Okay, so this is your next stop. After that, you got a little bit of liquidity just here as well. Got a couple of levels. On the downside, here you go. Okay, yeah, but now we're playing to this trend line now, right? So we're back at the trend line we're testing. I think we're going to break it. Okay, so the structure's looking good. Obviously, on the lower time frame yesterday, the structure that we were playing within was just the price compression. We got that brief breach. Okay, so it was tighter here. We got that breach. So then we had to widen the structure, continue compressing, came down to this area of liquidity, and tapped and pushed straight back up and above. So yeah, now we're just holding, waiting. So hopefully we can hold on to the structure here and make that break towards these two next areas of resistance and start making the push towards that top. Now bear in mind, okay, today is Wednesday. Okay, tomorrow is when we start getting the US data coming through, the bigger data. So markets are going to slowly start to set up and anticipate that data coming out. Let me just tell you the data that we're expecting tomorrow. So Spanish CPI, German CPI. This is tomorrow, by the way. Spanish CPI, German CPI, EU consumer confidence, EU inflation expectations, UK inflation letter, US PCE prices. Now that's not the important PCE prices. You want the index, which is on Friday. You do get US GDP, US jobless claims coming out. Okay, so you do get important US data coming out, as well as obviously European. You get your CPIs coming out as well. So yeah, markets will slowly set up for that. Volatility should start to pick up, as you can see, and then pick up again tomorrow, and then end it on Friday, which is the last day of the month. Am I right? Yeah, last day of the month, which also ends with UK GDP, German retail sales, French CPI, German unemployment, EU CPI, US PCE price index, which is the important PCE, and then we also get Chicago PMI. So, yeah, it's going to start to pick up. You're going to start to see a little bit more moves in the crypto market, which is nice. But yeah, I mean, guys, again, as mentioned in those live streams, just had to be patient. Yeah, it's just going through its accumulation. Once it starts to see how you got that little bolster of volume coming in, see how you got that volatility there, and then you got that follow through. See how volume kind of picks up on for that break. That's what we were waiting for. But yeah, those that got involved, well done. Cashed in on some nice profit. So yeah, let's see what we can get over the course of today. Let's have a little look elsewhere. So, I mean, Bitcoin and crypto in general are relatively unchanged because obviously we had that nice push in case, and now, I mean, they're on the verge of breaking. So just going to build up a little bit more structure here. Dollar index is going to fill up that gap, so it's pushing back up again. So just need to keep an eye on things. But if crypto continues to stay where it's at, relatively unchanged, as this fills up, potentially pushes up to this point and starts to find stronger resistance and make that pullback, which that should be the point at which crypto or Bitcoin kind of starts breaking through that kind of trend line, start pushing up again. So yeah, we've got to just keep a close eye on the levels that the dollar index is currently going to and that. But yeah, so Bitcoin, dollar index. Let's have a look at the Nasdaq. May as well have a look. So we came down, we've rebounded off that area last night. Made that little bit of a push, rebounded there. But yeah, it was a red day yesterday for tech stocks. It's a very red day. So yeah, volatility is picking up, guys. Volatility is picking up, which is nice. It's a green day for crypto. Let's have a look at gold. So again, yesterday the structure we were looking at was this holding. It broke through. Now we're coming back down, retesting this level, so we could actually get a potential long position here. Very weak sell side, as you can see. Yeah. By the way, those that are just joining us for the first time, welcome. Feel free to message us in the chat. Any day that you want us to go over, more than happy to touch base on that. But yeah, let's see if we can catch any setups. It's just very weak sell side, so could just be also the case that we just build up some structure or continue building up some structure. Again, we do not want to break through this trend line. So ideally, if prices can push down towards that level, this would be a nice point. But I mean, if we come and retest this point, rebound, start making a push up, yeah, just wait for a little bit more structure as it is pulling down a little bit. There's still a chance that we could continue. We do need to see that a little bit of volume kind of peaking as it tests and finds its kind of structure and bottom to indicate, okay, yeah, we're going to make a push up higher. So we're failing to see that right now. Ideally, I want to see a candle with a wick on the bottom, volume kind of starting to come in, just giving it something like this almost on this side, so coming down, rebounding. Give me that indication that the buyers are starting to come in to push or to try and push prices past these levels here. But yeah, keep it on the watch list, that's for sure. So we'll look at oil. Um, let's have a little look. Okay, right, we're coming up to resistance. We're starting to see a little bit of a slowdown here. See, volume's starting to tail off as well. And we don't look on the high time frame. I can see a nicer level to go off. By the way, thank you for the likes and thank you for the follows on the stream. Very much appreciated. Like I said, welcome to the stream. Let's see what we can capitalize on. Feel free to message us in the chat with any TA that you want us to go over. More than happy to do so. So yesterday where we left off in terms of the TA on oil was just as it was created and coming down here. Again, we did mention there's space for it to come down, there's space for it to go up. So it wasn't exactly a good structure to get in. Now, obviously, I mean, we pushed down, found some volume, pushed right back up. Now we still have space to move. So it's the time is nearly here for a potential entry. The thing is, this green candle is quite bullish because it's set kind of this level here as new support. You see how we had support, we broke through, became revisited. You see how that sort of area there, we've done the exact same thing here, tested above that 100 moving average as well. So yeah, we'll keep a close eye on it. It does still have a chance to accumulate here and actually make a break through this level. This is your next level of resistance. Just there. So, need to be careful. Need to just keep an eye on things, see how things kind of play out. And that's your previous structure as well. Got much larger order block there. Yeah, I mean on the higher time frame is signaling a potential turnaround, a cooling off a little bit. But I mean we have set this structure here. Could make a push, come back down, set, and then go back up. So keep a close eye on it. It's not the most kind of ideal structure to get in. It's not quite clear and cutthroat, but we're nearly getting there. Yeah, see, gold coming down again. Keep a close eye on that trend line. May as well go over today's news. So we got, I think this has already come out. Bear with me. So we got Australian dollar CPI has already come out. So that was 6.8%. That was last night. So inflation actually came down on a year-on-year basis. We do have a EU non-monetary policy meeting. It's not majorly important. It's more monetary policy is the important sort of talk that you want to listen into. Welcome. Banter, hello. Again, feel free. Any TA that you want us to go over, more than happy. I know tech stocks last night, or yesterday, just were absolutely ripping to the downside. There's some kind of news coming out as well. I mean, Jamie Dimon's being pulled up on Jeffrey Epstein connections, FTX charges, decent amount of things kind of popping up that don't look too good. What else have we got? Yeah, we don't really get too much data coming out. we do get a BOE FPC minutes meeting today, and then obviously, I mean, we get that non-monetary policy from the ECB. Yeah, it's not a major day in terms of data. But the main point is what I said and touched on at the start. Tomorrow we do get important data, so the markets will set up for or kind of anticipate that data coming out tomorrow. So again, volatility will pick up today. Um, let's have a little look. But yeah, see, I mean, all the trades started to come in yesterday. Very, very nice. Lots of profit, lots of profit. We still got, I mean, the dollar just does not look strong at all. Looks still very, very, very weak. Let's have a little look at some FX pairs. Absolutely flew. Rebounding off that key level. Yeah, so we got a bit of a price compression happening here as well. So there will be a trade, not yet, but there will be a trade coming up. By the way, those that are just joining us, welcome, welcome, welcome. This don't look too bad. Just not getting enough sell side. Could actually make a move up higher, maybe towards this area here. Yeah, we'll have a look. We'll have a look. It's got some nice structure, picking up on some momentum here.
Asia then, we're up by 0.5% for the MSCI Asia Pacific Index. A big lift, specifically for tech stocks after the announcement around the splitting up of Alibaba. That stock price up 13.5%, but it could also mean a whole raft of individual IPOs that could be very significant. We had the surprise decision to bring back UBS Sergio Ermotti, which
Got a
is
good chance of coming down this.
Bank of Credit Suisse, of course, bought it. The banking story is not over. That is one that the
See how we're consolidating currently.
a bit more stable, 0.4% higher this morning. S&P 500 Indy futures also up by 0.6%.
There's your range.
Treasury yields trading at 4.0.
Up and down, up and down, up and down.
And the Bloomberg Dollar Spot Index is also trading at 0.3%. We have seen the dollar, of course, lose some steam. It closed at the lowest level in 8 weeks yesterday, but we're back.
Yeah, this is definitely coming in the pipeline. This is setting up.
Not so fast if you think the greenback is going to lose its appeal, because amidst the concerns
Got some nice sell side coming in on that.
sector, actually it's the dollar that could be the winner. Sterling this morning on cable is soft at 2.10.
And we've got data coming out as well.
Down now 8.1%.
Obviously we got those CPI figures. So this is a promising trade.
So the UK's Chief Secretary to the Treasury, John Glenn, has been talking about Britain's banking system.
Yeah, this is in the pipeline, guys. Get Euro GBP on your pipeline. This is a nice setup.
Trying to encourage Americans to invest or look at Britain as an investment destination.
We have a little look on the
John Matthew and Anne-Marie Bourdon about the sale of SVB UK and why Americans should bet on the UK.
got some positive structure being built here. So yeah, just hold up. Yeah, gotta let it play out a little bit more, but it's setting up nicely.
The reality is there are very significant differences. Obviously, the banks are having to adjust to a new
What's happening here?
interest rates, and that's created some challenges for them. But whilst we're not taking anything for granted, we're pretty confident that we're in a, we need to be vigilant, but we've got a stable situation.
But the polls show that Brits are actually quite concerned. More than half are really worried about the global financial system, more than a quarter as well about the UK's own banks. What are you doing to try to shore that up? Are you concerned that you're going to see deposits leave some of these smaller UK banks?
No, I'm not. As I said, the structure is very different. We've got a small number of very large banks, and their capital requirements are very rigorously enforced by our regulators.
I'm gonna take a long here on oil.
15 years ago. So I don't want to be complacent, but I do think that means that we're in good shape. Obviously, we've got to keep aware of the challenges in different banks and different profile of concentration of customers.
See what we can get. I'm gonna look for that breakout.
How does your system handle the speed with which decisions are being made to withdraw or move money? Not to mention the speed with which word can travel over social media to create something of an hysteria.
Well, you absolutely put your finger on the right issue, which is the way that behaviours can move very quickly. And it is particularly true, and we saw that with SVB, when a very, very high concentration of the tech sector used SVB, of course, across the globe. That created some distinct challenges. But what we've got to say is that we do have capital requirements, we do have deep oversight of these banks through our regulators and the PRA and FCA. So whilst I wouldn't want to take anything for granted, I think that we can understand the different banks, the different challenges they may face through that degree of scrutiny, which has been so reinforced over the last decade since the crisis in 2008.
And then you were talking about more to unlock this wider Brexit agreement.
Yes.
What's happening with the MOU when it comes to the financial sector?
Well, we've been ready to sign that MOU for the last 2 years.
Right, so stop loss 73.8. Sorry, 73.38. Take profit 74. 74.63.
reset the opportunities for a closer relationship with the EU as a close trading partner. Obviously,
But yeah, we're looking good.
our relationship with the US too.
See how things kind of map out here.
Ooh.
Crypto's flying.
The White House Council of Economic Advisors as they beat the drum on accomplishments that have been made over the past couple of years, knowing that it's going to be a lot more difficult in a divided Congress. And one of those achievements is the Inflation Reduction Act, which I know has not always made friends across the ocean. I just wonder what the UK government's answer is to the IRA.
Well, that's clearly something.
Right, I'm going to go long on OP as well. Come on, give me something.
We had a budget a couple of weeks ago where we reaffirmed our commitment to clean energy. There'll be more on that on Thursday this week. Prime Minister will be making further announcements. We've also been very clear that we need to invest in renewable energy. We've also made a 20 billion commitment on carbon capture and storage. We're very clear about how we see nuclear as part of the mix. But we're very aware of what's happening in the US, and we'll need to continue to have that deep dialogue that we value so much with our friends in the US over how the implications will work through to the UK and our supply chain.
You're going to be on the USA tour. New York,
I am.
DC, you're going
Yes.
to San Francisco.
Yes.
And San Francisco is all about this idea of unicorn kingdom.
Yes.
You want US capital to go to the United Kingdom. But why would US companies invest, say, in London and not Texas?
Well, I hope they can do both, but what I'm saying is that the UK has enormous potential. We have a thriving tech sector, which is the biggest outside of the US and China, and we recognise that there are great opportunities to invest in life sciences and all the different tech agendas that are so important to the new economy. We make big calls in terms of our investment in AI and quantum, and yes, I am promoting UK for investment.
Come on, man.
We value the conversations that we have both on the East Coast and the West Coast, and it's my job to promote the UK, as you'd appreciate.
Has it expanded beyond Silicon Roundabout in London?
Well, that's very good that you know about that, but yes, it is, and the Chancellor, my boss, has been with the Prime Minister Rishi Sunak, is determined that we continue to grow that sector in the UK.
Okay, so that was John Glenn, the Chief Secretary to the Treasury, speaking to my colleagues over in the US, Anne-Marie Hordern and Joe Matthew. I mean, let's hope those sorts of trips work, because, of course, just this morning, Bloomberg reports that the UK's biggest pharmaceutical lobby group, the head of that group, has warned that the ambitions for the UK to become a science superpower are going to fail unless the government repairs the country's poor reputation in terms of being a place to invest in. So those are the sorts of, business warnings around what the government has to do. Right, let's update you on the markets.
This is Bloomberg Daybreak Europe.
We have had one of the worst handled interest rate hiking cycles. This is not over yet.
It's a historic day in Switzerland, and a day, frankly, we hoped would not come.
The government does recognise that there is some volatility in the market, but we believe the UK financial system is fundamentally strong.
This visit is really a demonstration. China stands with Russia. China is not going to turn its back towards Russia.
Bloomberg Daybreak Europe on Bloomberg Radio.
Now it's 7:31 a.m. here in the City of London. A warm welcome to Bloomberg Daybreak Europe. I'm Caroline Hepker. Let's look at the markets for this hour. Alibaba shares are up by 12.4% this morning on this idea that Alibaba is going to reorganize, split into 6 companies.
What am I trading? I am in a long position on oil, long position on OP.
Also, we are a little bit calmer in terms of the banking situation. Surprise announcement, UBS is bringing back their old CEO, Sergio Marti. Francine Lacroix spoke to us earlier this morning.
See if we can go break through this this level. But yeah, long position on OP, a long position on gold. That's your setup, that's your TP, that's your stop loss as well. The exact same on here. That's exactly how I've got it set up and playing it to this structure. So that 100 moving average. So I'm looking for a break of this kind of level here. Normally, OP has got a tendency to move quite heavily, so we should get that break. I mean, Bitcoin's making a push, so. Thank you for the likes, thank you for the follows as well, guys. Very much appreciated.
Of course, we need to prevent this, but that's not by simply wishing it. It's by stronger regulation. Is that right? Okay, good.
Here we go.
So that was Senator Warren there speaking to the Fed Vice Chair for Supervision Michael Barr, the FDIC Chair Martin Gruenberg, and the Treasury Undersecretary for Domestic Finance Nellie Liang. Any proposals will meet stiff opposition from Republicans, though, who say that regulators failed to foresee the
It's a very nice break. Very, very nice break.
Interesting that back and forth in the US. The US hearings continue into the SVB collapse, of course, today. Much more on the markets and beyond. Karim Chadid will be joining me in a moment, head of investment strategy for iShares, EMEA and BlackRock. What is the Fed's path now?
Sometimes it seems the crises just keep coming for children. COVID, war, drought, and famine. They can seem downright relentless. But you know what? So can our response. When helping children unites us, we are a force to be reckoned with. Where there is help, there is hope. It's why UNICEF...
Dollar index is just majorly struggling to make much move. Let's see. Got a little bit of a pullback here. Ideally, we want it to stick to this level, so we'll see.
European stocks hit a fresh record. Bears have basically been rendered obsolete.
The rate hike dance is playing down and back the curve.
Are you worried about a wage price spiral?
A lot of Wall Street strategists getting more and more cautious here.
Bloomberg Radio, the Bloomberg Business app, and BloombergRadio.com. Bloomberg, the world is listening.
Hey everybody, it's time for today's STEM tip. Want to know how to make your selfies even better? Okay, let's use science. The best time for
Very nice buy side.
That's the moment right before the sun sets, when the atmosphere scatters blue and violet wavelengths, making perfect, soft, and golden selfie lights to show off that beautiful face of yours. Click. Check out Chic and STEM for more inspiration. A message from the Ad Council.
Bloomberg Television, first in global business news. Some markets matter, and they are moving.
News that should know globally. Headlines involving
What's happening? Okay, we've seen a little bit of support, which is nice. Okay, ideally we want to see that break of this level here. See how we're compressing here. Ideally we want to see a break. It could break down lower as well. Again, we've got that stop loss relatively tight, so we'll just let it do its thing.
Time to have a look at the markets then. This Bloomberg's Connor Tree. Good morning, Connor.
Good morning. So European traders arriving at their desk this morning would have been greeted by a sea of green across.
Yes, we have.
Bourses were broadly higher overnight, with the region-wide MSCI index rising by a spot 6%, was its best level in 3 weeks. Gains were led by Chinese tech stocks, which in turn were boosted by Alibaba, the Chinese e-commerce giant, up over 13% on news that they plan to split the company into 6 business units, a major restructuring that promises to yield several initial public offerings. The positive tone looks set to carry over into the European session as well. Stocks 50 futures up around 0.6%. FTSE 100 futures are lagging slightly though, they're up just spot 1%. Focus expected to remain on the banking sector today. News breaking this morning that UBS has named Sergio Ermotti as the new chief executive officer. A surprise announcement just less than 2 weeks after the bank's deal to acquire Credit Suisse. Might be worth keeping an eye on the chip makers in Europe as well this morning. Micron rallied 1% after hours on Wall Street. This after they gave a better forecast for the current quarter than some analysts had feared, sparking hope that the worst of the brutal industry slump may be over. US equity futures also ahead. S&P E-minis up spot 6% this morning. While over in the bond market, US Treasuries are a little changed on the day. That's not something we've said very often over the last few weeks. US 10-year yields up 1 basis point at 3.56%. US 2-year yields flat at 4.
We're just loading up.
Up spot 3%, looking for its first gain in 3 sessions. Japanese yen weakens among G10s hit by the risk-on mood in markets, down spot 8% versus the greenback. And we've seen the Australian dollar struggling today after inflation data surprised to the downside. Quick look ahead to today's action. Another quiet day in terms of data. UK mortgage approvals out this morning, mortgage applications and pending home sales this afternoon. I'm Chris Cooper.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Connor. Lovely to have you on. Taking a little break from Bloomberg's Talk Box there, of course, to speak to us. Bloomberg Terminal customers can hear those live breaking news updates from Connor and the rest of his team just by typing in Talk Go on the Bloomberg Terminal. Let's get over to Leanne Carey, who has our global news briefing. Hi, Leanne.
Caroline, good morning to you and thank you. US prosecutors have filed a new charge against Sam Bankman-Fried, accusing him of bribing Chinese officials to unfreeze accounts at Alameda Research. It's alleged the FTX co-founder authorized a $40 million payment in 2021, seeking to regain access to the assets. Bankman-Fried has already pleaded not guilty to several fund fraud charges. He is accused of funneling billions of dollars from FTX to Alameda for personal expenses. Now to China, and shares in Alibaba have soared after its advised market announcing plans to split its $220 billion empire. The Chinese e-commerce giant says it will divide the business into 6 units that will individually raise funds and also explore initial public offerings.
Okay, making a little bit of a push. Patience. By the way, thank you for the likes and follows. So, I mean, those are just joining us. Clearly, we are breaking up higher. Okay, so we had this period here, as you can see, of accumulation. We've come up, we came and retested just here, and then now accumulate. That's where you get that stronger response in terms of buys. We are coming up to a little bit of a level of resistance. Can you see just here? Okay, this order block here, this kind of level. So we might see a little bit of resistance here. That's okay in terms of kind of what's happening here, or the reaction that we're going to get on the altcoin market. The altcoin market is going to move a little bit more independently compared to Bitcoin. So some of these alts will continue pushing up. As you can see, I mean, Bitcoin dominance is flying. So yeah, this is good actually, because this should push into that much stronger area of resistance on the Bitcoin dominance chart, and then start to pull back a little bit more heavy, which will then give that extra push on altcoin prices. So it's relatively healthy right now, so just got to go with the flow and the structure that's being presented to us right now. But yeah, this is the much wider structure. Okay, just waiting for it to really get a reaction. This candle here wasn't enough of a reaction from this strong level of resistance, so it's more than likely to actually make that push deeper into here, and then actually get that reaction to either come down or, I mean, there's a chance that it could blow through as well. So yeah, it's good for now. It's good. Just got to stay patient, just kind of go with the flow. Now, obviously, I mean, majority kind of the move was being built up from last night. We got a little bit of movement about 5 o'clock this morning. Where is it? Yeah, so 5 o'clock, this initial green candle, and then we got the breakout. So we should see a little bit more volume in the next hour as London comes online. So we'll keep a close eye on it. We'll see how things kind of play out. Yeah, let's see. I'm looking at a potential kind of breach of this top here on oil. Pushing towards kind of the next kind of that 200 at that 4 hour be a nice level to test, and then actually start coming back down. Volume is starting to tail off, so again, it just needs to be relatively careful here, because there is a little bit of a higher risk of it actually pulling back and turning back down, maybe towards this level here. So yeah, if it does break down lower, then we'll just wait for it to come down to these levels here, for then a potential long position again. So we'll just go with the structure, go with the flow. But yeah, those that are just joining us, welcome, by the way. Feel free to touch base with us in the chat section. More than happy to go over any TA. We had a look at some FX pairs. Now, your big FX pair that looks, I mean, it's probably worth actually double checking, is, oh, it's gone. It's unfortunate. Yeah, it's hopefully, it's gone now. But yeah, that's kind of the structure that we were playing within. So you had your range here, you had your trend line, and then it's breached through it. Yeah, it's unfortunate. It's gone without us. On to the next one. Some very, very, very nice buy side. So we'll see how things kind of hold up. We just need this to... Could also come back to a fib level. We're at the 382. Could come down to that 618. So we'll keep a close eye on things. But this is, I mean, it's got a nice structure on the low time frame. It's got a very nice structure, so could come down to a level here and actually push back up. So we'll see how it reacts on that 618. If it reacts quite nicely, then we'll add a little bit more margin, average in, and then go with the momentum, really. But I mean, it's not really at a major area of resistance, really. There's this level here where there's a concentration, which is nice, but it's not really anywhere significant. Seeing some nice volume, so we'll keep a close eye on it. We'll add some more margin depending on how it reacts on that 618. I'm gutted about that. Been a nice trade. Let's see if we can potentially get in. Still not bad of a move, to be fair. It's made that initial push. Alright, let's take a quick short here. Euro pound. That's how we're setting it up, right? Let me just get in.
Commonwealth Financial Network can help you evolve your business by providing entrepreneurial capital,
Okay.
flexibility, and tailored business strategies.
Euro USD, yeah, bear with me, I'll take a look for you, mate.
In the fast lane. Welcome to a better path to success. Welcome to Commonwealth. To learn more, visit commonwealth.com. Commonwealth Financial Network. Member FINRA SIPC. A registered investment advisor.
Wherever your business takes you, Bloomberg Radio is here with you.
Breaking economic news crossing the Bloomberg.
Powered by 2,700 journalists and analysts.
So let's get to some
Okay, so
In more than 100
long,
countries around
short,
we are seeing a flatter picture for European stocks.
long.
the world. We're the only 24/7 global
Okay,
business radio.
okay. What did we say?
Bloomberg Radio,
Euro.
and BloombergRadio.com.
Euro USD, right? Let's have a look. Where is it? There we go. I mean, that's a nice reaction off that point there. Now, it could go, could break, or it could very much kind of range for a period of time. That's a nice setting just there. See how it came back down, tested that area. That's good. Now you need it to stagger. Could actually continue pushing up. The only thing that's lacking is this, that decline in volume. That's not nice. You got that divergence, so it's making me think that things are going to continue to kind of move in a sideways direction. This is your order block here. Could actually get a rebound off here. Go into that level just there. Yeah, it doesn't look too bad. Just depends on how much momentum this is going to pick up in.
Bloomberg's Tommaso Ebhard with more from Milan. Bloomberg's Simon Demican reports from Istanbul.
Bloomberg Radio, on the ground, everywhere.
Yeah. Could see a push up here, maybe. I need to see a little bit more price action personally. Not too bad buy side, in all fairness. We could actually still push in towards this level. So, I mean, can add a little bit of an order here. See if we can come down, or wait until it comes into this area and then start to react and start to push up again. Yeah. Ideally, I want to see that touch a bit further down, just there, and then just run it up to this structure here. Literally just have it set like that. That's the way that I'm looking at things. So I mean, it's not too bad in all fairness. I'll keep it on the pipeline, move it down.
How do you draw that distinction in terms of how to price that into a market that's looking for either 2008 or all clear?
See, that is the difference, right? Is maybe right now we can say we're clear of the crisis that we went through, especially the last couple of weeks, but it has consequences still. And those consequences don't have to be 2008, I think, to your point. Those consequences can be slower growth, or just really low, near zero growth, which is what we're kind of closer to. Those have a big impact, and also probably not that consistent with where equities are today.
Hear the full conversation on the latest edition of the Bloomberg Surveillance Podcast. Subscribe on Apple, Spotify, and anywhere else you get your podcasts. Plus, listen
So yeah, I mean, we're nicely in profit now, right? Got that nice breakout. I think. Have a little look. Thanks, no problem, no problem. If you got any other questions, feel free to ask anytime. It's all good. But yeah, we've got that one in the pipeline as well because it doesn't actually look too bad. It just needs to come down a little bit more. It's not quite there. You need that kind of reaction from buyers just because things are turning around. If you don't see that reaction at this level here, then I mean you could be pushing all the way back to this previous structure here. So you just yeah, you just need to keep an eye on it. If the right price action presents itself, then you can go for it.
Have a very big task ahead of them trying to contain inflation. And so, they were put in this difficult situation of, well, do you prioritize these
Hold in.
worries and do something about that?
Move this over here.
Longer term,
This is making a little bit of a push up again.
that is stubbornly
Okay.
above 10% and doesn't seem to be letting up any
What the hell is happening? Let's see how. Flying everywhere. Sorry about that.
around that, obviously. I mean, we have seen better than expected results from Next anyway. You could argue maybe it's lowered expectations and them clearing that quite low bar. And we've also seen kind of better lines on the UK consumer in general, right? We've seen kind of pronouncements from the Bank of England saying that household incomes or living standards aren't necessarily going to plunge anymore. They're just going to stay quite flat. So less bad news there. But you can see that Next is worried about the future, though. They have cast some doubt over the future guidance and just the outlook for sales moving forward because, as we know, it's still going to be a difficult time ahead, especially with the cost of living crisis still raging through the UK.
Yeah, they're talking about putting up prices 7% to summer, 3% in and winter. So yeah, I thought that was quite interesting. There is still so much inflation around. Looking ahead, though, Christine, we have the chancellor who's going to be speaking.
Hey bro, nice breakout on Link. Yes, beautiful. Welcome, by the way, Shark. Yeah, it was a nice breakout last night. It was beautiful. I mean, we could have held out, but yeah, I just wanted to sleep a bit more comfortably. I didn't want to. Didn't want to have to be waking up all the time with alerts popping off. Link. Yeah, it looks good to be fair. I had this nice accumulation. It's picking up. Yeah. But yeah, just need to be careful entering anything at this point. I mean, we're in on OP at the moment, but there's still a chance of a little bit of a pullback. So there's potential to actually get better entries at the moment. So I'm not gonna take any entry right now. So I'll hold on to OP for now. But and I mean, yeah, if we make a little bit of a pullback, then I can start looking at taking some other positions in crypto. At better entries. Well, I'm not be kind of impulsive in getting in at this price because I mean, seeing a little bit of a pullback, we're at resistance. So this still looks good just because it was relatively unchanged whilst everything else was kind of moving and still building on that nice structure here. So yeah, for now we'll go with this. But yeah, Link looks good. Like I said, I mean, we capitalized on it yesterday, didn't we? So yeah, nice trade. Everything was just the thing is everything was just moving so slow. You had a nice low volume, and then boom, as soon as the new day kind of started, really everything started to push up higher, right? Again, the anticipation of the data that we're getting today. So we'll see how things kind of play out. And XRP, yeah, I mean XRP's been all over the place. I just, you know what, I literally hope XRP crashes and that lawsuit never comes back because I've seen more than enough of XRP projections in the 4 figures. It's just stupid. It really is just stupid. But I mean, this is God. We're at kind of key level of resistance here. So
tax, putting the brakes on a combustion engine ban, and the jobs most at risk from ChatGPT. Turns on the stories for looking at
see whether it breaks. If it breaks, we're coming up all the way up here.
5 million euro Deutsche Bank trade that
Yeah, I literally, there's nothing more that riles me up. Seeing these kind of just stupid traders, stupid people just buy into XRP hype. It's just stupid. But yeah, I mean, good volume. It is good volume. I'm not gonna hate on it that much if it presents a trading option. I mean, I'll trade anything really, but yeah, we're at strong resistance here, so it does need to break. This is good volume for that push up higher, so it's got good potential, and I mean, there's definitely hype behind it, right? So, yeah, we'll see. ETH, yeah, I'll go over ETH to be fair. I haven't done an Ethereum update in a bit. Let's have a little look. Here we go. Okay, are we pushing up or are we pushing down? Okay, this looks good. Come on, oil. Push, push, push. That's holding relatively nicely. Ethereum, okay. Let's have a little look. Yeah, I mean, you can see this. Yeah, can you see how we're compressing now? I've got the top about 2k. That's your. I mean, we're just in a very large range. See here, it's your range that we're moving within at the moment. And that's your trend line. Now, I mean, those that follow me and watch my updates, again, I did say, and I sent in the Saturday update that I done on the market bubble bursting or crashing. Yeah, still expecting this to absolutely shut it to the downside. So, I mean, you're not getting much volume coming in, right? So, a little bit more of a push up, right? Entice some more of them bulls that think, okay, this is Ethereum's time, we're going to the moon. Come up to this level here where it's strong resistance, and then just dump, break through that trend line, and then come all the way back down. That's your trend line that you're looking at holding. But if that breaches, yeah, liquidations after liquidations will literally just spiral out of control. So a little bit more upside potentially. I do think Bitcoin's still got a little bit more upside as well. So I'm expecting things to push up with it. Okay. But yeah, then just dump. All of these crypto mooners going to get liquidated heavy. Yeah, that's your trend line. That's what you're looking at. But we'll see. Coming down a little bit more.
The structure is very different. We've got a small number of very large banks, and their capital requirements are very rigorously enforced by our regulators, who obviously had a step change after the financial crisis 15 years ago. So I don't want to be complacent, but I do.
Yeah, I mean, let's see how things kind of play out. Things are kind of pulling back a little bit here. We're still looking good. Just remember, we do get a BOE FPC meeting soon, I think. Let me just double check. Where is it?
I think there are moves in markets to, if you like, test out
Yeah, we get it at 10:30 this morning. So it's something to look at. See how well it holds here. I'm sure I'd breach and come down, hopefully. Yeah, we wanted to hold this level here. That's your held level. Let me come down. We'll see, we'll see, we'll see, we'll see, we'll see. This is making a bit of a push back up. It's a very nice break. Yeah, that's where we're looking at things potentially topping out. It's about 30 grand. Will we get that this week? I don't think so. I don't think the week is set up for that break. I don't even think that it's going to set up for maybe next week either. I do think we are likely to continue in this range, okay, and maybe even kind of pull down a little bit. I mean, all the news that's coming out right now is very bearish, so I wouldn't be surprised if we actually make a push that downside maybe next week, and then start to accumulate again to make that push, that final push. Let me just check when we're expecting CPI to come out next month. US CPIs. So the 12th of April, so it's very early on in the month. So we've got, by the looks of it, we've got next week, and then literally at the beginning of, so got next week, and then on Wednesday the following week we get CPI. So yeah, I think next week is going to be a little bit of a correction. Again, anticipating potentially seeing worse news, and then things to pick up throughout. So come down and then start to pick up as we get closer to that CPI, and again anticipating better CPI, and then actually pushing up, and then maybe coming back down. But I mean, we'll see how. I mean, that's how price is currently setting up. But we'll see how things kind of look as we get closer, as we end this week, as we go into next week. We'll get a little bit of a better indication, especially with volume, extra price action, everything else. And as well, I mean, we can get an escalation in terms of Russia and the West, or some more news on the banks. So we just need to be a little bit careful, keep an eye on things. At the moment, putting back. So ideally, we want I'm gonna see if we can add a little bit more margin just here at that 618. See if we can get a bounce, push up. Be nice. Okay. Yeah, we're not far from that New York Open. London Open. So see how things kind of play out. Yeah. Come on, give me some movement. saw some very nice volume. So hopefully, what the setup that you want to get here is a little bit of a pullback, very low volume pullback. Okay, that's indicating the sellers don't want any of this, finding support, and then just the buyers start to pick up again. That's your indication. Okay, let's go. It's going to make another push up higher. So we did get that break. There's your previous structure now. You can pull that fib, see whether we can hold one of these levels. Again, this is kind of where the structure is at, but you can get a test of anywhere these levels here. But yeah, very, very nice buy side volume. So we'll see how things kind of play out. What about APT, YFI? I had a look at YFI actually the other day, and it was looking relatively good. I nearly put a trade out on it. APT. Yeah, APT looks pretty good. Nice structure. Yeah, it does look good. Let's see what the volume's saying. We're at this previous level here, but we're looking good. It's a nice accumulating structure. Yeah, could be pushing towards that 50. We're currently at this structure. There's your stronger structure here. But yeah, ideally stick here, bounce, and then actually make a move. You got some order concentration here, which we're already finding a little bit support. So we'll see. I mean, APT has a tendency to be quite nicely volatile. So when the market really does move, APT does move with it. So yeah, you could see a nice push. I don't know why my volume's not popping up. Shock makes some good calls. Yes, you do. Indeed, you do give some nice options. Now, where's YFI? I had it somewhere down here. Pretty sure I checked it the other day. Here we go. Where is it? I just saw it. There we go. So you saw where I was looking at planning on putting a long position, right? Would have been nice. Saw that nice push down. It's very, very low volume. It's the only thing I don't like about it. But could get breakout. Oh well, we've got the breakout. Sorry. It's coming up to resistance, so I wouldn't. It's quite strong resistance as well, so I presume it's going to struggle a little bit here, push back down, test this level here, and then maybe accumulate back up. But it's worth keeping it on your pipeline. I don't see it just breaching straight through that. It's not got that momentum behind it. So yeah, it's got to give it a little bit more brewing time. Hopefully it can pull back here and then really start to accumulate with volume. So at the moment it's not got that behind it. Right, we need to hold this. I mean, that's a pretty strong candle, so we just do need to be a little bit careful. Yeah. Literally just bounced straight off that point there. So look, have a look, have a look, have a look. We'll see. We'll see, we'll see, we'll see. Matic looks good. Okay, let's have a look. Yeah, Matic always does some nice moves. Mask, yeah, just beautiful. Um, yeah, Matic does look good. Again, um, very similar structure to that Wi-Fi that we just went through, but it's actually got a little bit more momentum behind it, which is exactly what Wi-Fi lacked in. That's your channel that you actually moving within, okay? And building some structure, as you can see. We're holding this. See how this is kind of very nice level to actually bounce off. See here. So yeah, could actually make that push towards this top here and actually continue back up. Does look good, does look good, does look good. Especially see how we kind of came down here and that volume just died off. Now it's time to start to switch things back around and start seeing that buy side kind of pick up now. Which you're actually getting a very small incremental change right now. It's exactly what you want to see for a much larger break. So ideally a little bit of a push, pull back, or even if it actually breaks through here, actually to pull back here, and that would be a very great entry if it can break out, increase, and kind of pick up on some buy orders, find resistance, pull back, nice healthy correction, test previous resistance as new support, and then just really start to pick up on momentum to essentially break through this top here. So yeah, that's your entry to go. Shein trades, yes, no problem. But yeah, Matic is always a beautiful one to trade. Very, very nice volatility. So when things really start to move, things go, and you're able to capitalize on some larger profit. So yeah, structure is nice. Volume again, as I mentioned, volatility is lovely. Ape, yeah. Whoo, Mask is absolutely tearing it. Little bit got in when you're in that position and it flies up that much, but again, that's not how we trade. The way that we trade is we chip away on profits, right? We chip away, go for those incremental pushes. So kind of obviously kind of keep it nice, short and sweet, cash in the profit, and get in the habit of cashing in profits. Okay, we're not. I mean, yeah, it's not the best when you see a move go up 20% and you only manage to capture 5%, let's say. But profit is profit, right? So that's your trend line. Again, I mean, this week or last week, we sent out a few on Ape just because of the structure. It's just very nice structure indeed. So we got 1 test, 2 tests, 3 tests, whilst the rest of the market was burning away. This stayed relatively unchanged. So we were getting in on long positions when things were kind of volatile, as you can see here. We got caught out a couple of times, so we were like, okay, we'll let it do its thing. Let the market do its thing also, and then we'll kind of get in. As you see, we've got a nice retest of that trend line. We're holding that positive structure. See how we got higher, low, and then we get that push. Now volumes have slightly picked up. You see how the average is here, and we got that nice kind of slight increase, giving it a nice push. Now we're coming up to local resistance, or we're at local resistance, which is just here. So I mean, we could break. It's got very, very, very good potential. That's for sure. You can even set it just like that and literally just pace it to. I mean, you can place it at probably 4.4 just to be safe. But yeah, very nice volume picking up. Yeah, it's a good one to keep an eye on. That's for sure. we going down? Are we going up? Okay, so crypto's slightly pushing back up, which is nice. Woo! Okay, so we got a nice test of that area, pushing back up. See what we can get. Let's see what we can get. Ape looks good though. I do like the look of Ape actually. The only thing is just got to be a little bit careful just because it's at that 100 moving average. So that does give you some resistance. Come on, oil, make that break, man. Give me some movement. Alright, so we're 7 minutes away from that London Open, that official London Open, right? The bell's going to pop off. So, let's see how things kind of develop. We're looking good, we're looking good. This is starting to make a little bit of a push, just continuing to compress. Now, do bear in mind, we could not get that break, could break down to the downside. If we do, then we just wait for next support, okay? So, just bear that in mind. I am looking at potential just a kind of continuation to the next area of resistance, which is the 200 MA, and then things will start to turn around, push back down. Okay, but yeah, I guess we'll keep an eye on things. We'll see how things kind of play out. It's kind of struggling a little bit, so momentum is starting to very much dip off. Although this is still nice structure. Okay, so we're still positively structuring here. So yeah, hopefully we can get a break and then start to come back down, so we might have a nice opportunity to get in long and then get in short, but we'll see. Yeah, so again, I'm gonna do another update on the banking sector, especially also on Deutsche Bank, which is kind of the next bank that's come to light. But yeah, a lot of, I mean, because of what Janet Yellen has been, sorry, is it Janet Yellen, Nancy Pelosi, has been saying. It's Janet Yellen. In terms of, okay, who's having, which banks are kind of the deposits are kind of secured. And Janet Yellen kind of not directly says, but kind of directly says, if that makes sense, that the big banks, so we're talking about the big five banks, right, are okay, so they're too big to fail, essentially. So what you're seeing is customer deposits for smaller banks or smaller US banks actually be taken out and put into the larger banks, which is going to slightly cause a problem, right? Because if things start to get worse, those withdrawals from the smaller banks are going to be put elsewhere. Now, the smaller banks do play a big part in the US economy. So if they go down, or like a large part of them go down, there's going to be very much a systemic risk, and it's just going to be a domino effect. So yeah, it's brewing. This is brewing, and it could really be a disaster. I mean, Deutsche Bank, again, it's a massive bank. It really is a massive bank. It's the biggest German bank. Again, has a lot of systemic ties, not just nationally, not just for Europe, but internationally as well. So yeah, this is a problem. And again, I mean, you saw what happened in the banking crisis in '08, and it just spread. Um, and again, yeah, the banks are very much kind of linked, right? Um, so and the banks are getting bigger and bigger that are coming to light. Deutsche Bank is massive. Um, it's not good. So need to keep a close eye on that development. It's definitely coming onto the headlines a lot more. It is starting to worry and spook markets. I mean, you even see it from gold. Gold has saw a very nice push up higher, right? So you're going to see this kind of change in terms of risk on to risk off. Because I mean, you had a look at your tech stops, right? So you had a look at Nasdaq. Nasdaq has been absolutely tearing it since the start of the year. Crypto has been absolutely tearing it since the start of the year, um, and it's slowly starting to change. So people who think, oh, okay, we're going to the absolute moon right now, you're going to be mistaken. This looks good though. I do like that. Do like it.
Yeah, exactly. They are going to clear a deal, and it's one of these deals which is slightly difficult to get your head around.
Give me some movement.
And it involves Net-a-Porter, which
Okay, here goes oil. Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it.
Farfetch will acquire a stake in Net-a-Porter in exchange for Richemont acquiring a stake in
By the way, anyone that's just joined us and is new to here, welcome, welcome, welcome. Feel free to message us in the chat, any TA that you want us to go over. More than happy. We are currently in on a long position on oil. We're looking at this breakout. It's starting to brew, so you've joined at the right time. And then we are in on a long position on OP. Now we're letting it brew a little bit more, setting up some nice structure. If crypto starts to look good and start to kind of look like we're going to break through this area here, then we'll start looking at some other long positions on crypto. I mean, you can enter Ape if you want to enter Ape as well. If you've not entered anything, it does look pretty nice. Yeah, that's how you're setting it up. Play it to 4.4, nice and quick. It's a 5% move, in and out, nice and quickly. No messing about. Yeah, it's a nice setup. So we are currently in on a short on Euro Pounds. We did see a nice breakout. It's just rebounded. So we'll see whether we can hold this level here. If we can hold, then sure to see a continuation back down. Now, in about 2 hours and 15 minutes, so we've still got a little bit of time. We get a FPC minutes meeting, so that's Bank of England. So you should see a little bit of volatility around any sort of pound pairs. So yeah, keep a close eye. But things are looking good for oil. Just again, keeping it nice, short and simple. To the next area of resistance, and then we'll cash out, and then we'll potentially see if we can get potential turnaround.
Zurich of UBS. Both Harmers and Marty on stage. In terms of stock futures this morning, they gain. The Bloomberg Dollar Spot Index is also higher, 0.2%. We saw some stocks rally over in Asia, particularly around the Alibaba story. It's going to be split up, so that tall poppy.
Thank you for the follows and thank you for the likes as well, guys. Very much appreciated. Yeah, let's see what we can get, guys. Let's see. Okay, so I mean, London Open, not getting great deal. Give it half an hour, see if we can brew up, make some moves. Slowly. Just gonna build up some structure. OSE, hi, hello. Yeah, feel free to touch base with us in the chat, my man. Anything you want us to go over, more than happy. Okay, here goes oil. We are currently in a long position on oil, so if you're just joining, I mean, it has broken out, so it's not really the most ideal area for you to get in, to be honest, but yeah, at least you found us. Yeah, there's some very strict words. I mean, that dollar is just so weak, so weak. It does look like, I mean, we've got a nice cup in action here. I'm going to come down and make that push and finally fill up that gap there. So, yeah, I think we do need to be a little bit careful, yeah. We're building up on some nice structure around this level, which is nice, so we'll see. This was nice how it came. See how it came down and tested this area here. Nice reaction. So we'll look. I mean, the 786 can also hold. Seeing relatively weak sell side as well, which is always nice to see. I just need oil to start to make a move, ideally. It could very much get a fake out on that top end, which is not ideal. Ba-doo.
Another update on Wall Street. In fact, records to London.
UK businesses are feeling the effects of higher prices.
To Hong Kong, the Hang Seng down about 1.3% right now. 24/7 business and market news that expands your worldview.
Always nice to see you, French Finance Minister.
I'm much more concerned about how things flow out of China.
Bloomberg Radio, the Bloomberg Business app, and
But I mean, Bitcoin's holding. It's holding, which is nice. Yeah, it's just it's good. It does look like we're probably going to pull back here. Maybe to this level, maybe to this level, and then start to build up again. So just be aware of that. Okay. By the way, thank you for the likes. Come on, give me something. It's been a very slow week, hasn't it? It's just not been moving very nice compared to the previous last 2 weeks. Previous 2 weeks, oh my gosh, has it been amazing. I mean, nonetheless, I mean, we're still capitalizing like those long positions that we caught on that move from that accumulation phase all the way back down here. So we're still cashing in, which is beautiful. Just there's kind of larger gaps between. But again, this is where it comes and it's beneficial, where you can be versatile enough to move between markets and find opportunities elsewhere in other asset classes. FX, there's always something that moves, right? Yeah, commodities is nice to trade just because it's easy to transition between crypto and commodities, move relatively close together. But even kind of like stocks and shares, which I'm going to start to dive in a little bit more on the stocks and share sides of things. I mean, yesterday there was just so many opportunities. Even on the live stream yesterday, people asking about some of these stocks. Google, for instance, literally as it opened, just went perfectly to the TA that we literally done. So a breach through here, straight down to structure, beautiful. Tesla, we had a look at Roku. Currently still holding. But yeah, some nice opportunities. Roku currently compressing. Okay, so for those that obviously didn't see this one yesterday on the live stream, it's nicely kind of compressing at the moment, seeing some nice buy side coming in. It's could very much see that push up higher, so one to keep on your list if you trade stocks. So yeah, we'll dive into it a little bit more moving forward. So yeah, you'll see a little bit more in terms of stocks, especially around earnings season. When you get your earnings out, it's always kind of it's another kind of time of the month where you can capitalize because you know there's movement, so there's opportunities there. Gold. Let's have a look at gold. Gold is building up structure. Okay, we did go over it. It's in all fairness, it's coming down to the level of potential entry. Okay, so seeing a bit of a reaction. This is exactly what we kind of want to see, right? Yeah, it's not looking too bad. It's not looking too bad. But structure, yeah. So this is your trend line, positively structuring. Okay, you're seeing nice reactions off it. Okay, we've not quite touched it just yet. So it could be the case that we still have a little bit more room to come down, right? Comes here, tests, come down, and then sees a larger reaction off here to then push up. Okay, this is your area of liquidity. It's already come and tested, and then started to see an impulse move down. Now, what to take from it? very, very kind of low volume from the sellers here. This is the attempt for buyers to push things back up. Now, if the buyers actually push past this point and actually break through this previous structure here, then things are looking probably good to test this and then potentially push up, continuing pushing up here. That's how we've got it currently set up for a potential trade. Now, we haven't entered. We are looking for maybe a little bit more of a push down. This is the first time that the buyers are attempting to push things back up, which looks relatively promising here. But again, you just need to be relatively careful as well. So, yeah, keep a close eye on it. Could be the case that we do see a push up. But that's your structure. You do not want to breach this trend line. If this trend line breaches, we will come down. So, yeah, it could very much kind of see nice push up in price, but you gotta give it a little bit of time to build up on a little bit more structure. Personally, it's not enough just to enter here, but you are seeing that buy side coming in, nice wick on the bottom, which again is exactly kind of what we described, which is nice to see. Okay, now I just on the lower time frame, as you can see, I want to see a break of this structure here and then come and test as new support. That's where I want to be looking at potentially entering, where the buyers start to really ramp up for a push up higher. At the moment, it's just, okay, it's all right. I'm attempting to push the market back up and fight the sellers. If it breaks through the structure, so ideally you got to wait for the breaker structure. The breaker structure indicates, okay, the buyers are strong here and they're taking over control. Because if they fail to break structure, it's telling me, okay, the buyers are not strong enough currently to break. Okay, so they will turn back down. So they need to search for liquidity lower down, right? But if it breaks through structure, moves somewhere up here, then all that you're looking for then is a slight pullback. Okay, test previous resistance as new support, give you that nice confirmation, and then boom, that's your entry to go. But yeah, you gotta be patient with it currently. Thank you for the follows, thank you for the likes, very much appreciated. Hopefully that answered your question though, my man. Yeah, you're seeing a little bit of a lag, a little bit of a slowdown on things. Not getting too much movement right now. So give it a little bit more time. Getting a bit of movement on crypto. Let's see if we have a little look at gotta give it a little bit more structure, a little bit more time, build on a little bit more structure, ready for that break. Ape looks good, Ape does look good. By the way, guys, anyone that's new to the channel, feel free to message us in the chat section. Any TA you want us to go over, more than happy to do so. Yeah, we'll give it another 15 minutes or so, see if we can get any movements in the market. If not, then we'll leave it there. And what we'll do is we'll come back for a New York live trading session, or New York Open live trading session about 12:30 UK time. But yeah, those that are new, first time in here, yeah, we're live Monday to Friday, 2-3 times a day. So you can come capitalize with us, come learn some stuff, and yeah, just get some TA done, go through some news, and hopefully capitalize on some trades. I mean, the live streams lately have been absolutely flying. I mean, yesterday obviously we kind of got in on some crypto long positions. Things weren't; they were kind of loading up, accumulating. But again, the long positions got sent out on the live stream, right? And broke out in the evening yesterday and continued to push overnight. So I mean, yeah, we cashed out. We cashed out on some very nice profit just before going to bed last night. So yeah, it's that time of the month where things just slow down. Okay, it's the last week of the month. It is the last week of the first quarter of the year. We've had a very volatile first quarter, to say the least. So it's time to pull back a little bit, slow down. Also have to bear in mind the new financial year is next month, so there's always a little bit of a jig around. Now again, we will put out a market update. I'm kind of discussing the forecast in terms of next week. Now we'll do that come this weekend. We'll also kind of discuss on it a little bit on Friday's market update. Those that are just joining, also market updates do not get sent to TradingView anymore, so please do bear that in mind. But yeah, we'll discuss in terms of we're entering a new quarter, entering a new month, entering a new financial year. Okay, what's the projections in terms of what's potential scenarios in terms of price action for the markets. We're on the verge of if you think that the moves that we've been having are large, okay, you just wait. The big move is still yet to come. So hold tight, okay? You don't want to miss it. We will be getting some large moves playing out. So yeah, let's see. Okay. Yeah, we're not getting too much happening, right? So let me just before I kind of end it and kind of move to the next session. Okay, I'll leave you guys with an update, so at least you're not left in the blue between now and the next live trading session for that New York Open about 12 o'clock. We're seeing a little bit of a bolster back up, right? So we're at resistance here. It's kind of struggling, right? So it could be the case that we do continue back up, we build some structure and we just continue pushing back up, or we actually do see a pullback, maybe a little bit of a push deeper into that area of resistance and then pull back here. It is struggling, guys. So just be aware of that. Overall, your prices are more than likely to continue back up. But do bear in mind, we just breached through that trend line here. We're at the first area of resistance. Okay, so there's still plenty of space for things to come up to the very top of that range. So yeah, nice volume. On the lower time frame, it's weak sell side. So yeah, it looks like we're going to just continue trickling up. Dollar index, failing to fill up the gap right now, but I do see it finding support soon and actually making that push up. So you could see, again, going hand in hand with a potential short-term brief pullback between now and that New York Open, or maybe see that pullback on the New York Open. Okay, so you gotta gauge it as to how price is reacting leading up to the next trading session. So yeah, that's your scenario. Could see a little bit of a cool off. That's fine. If you're in any positions, just do be careful, just because some of these altcoins will move a little bit more. However, just hold off a little bit. Like I said, we're in on a long position on OP because it's setting some nice structure at the moment. Okay, but yeah. Hold off a little bit, see kind of how Bitcoin's reacting. If Bitcoin continues to really kind of accelerate for the continuation to the upside, then you can kind of look at entering a couple more of altcoin trades. The next one that we're looking at is Ape. Now, in terms of Ape, again, at the moment we're holding off. It's the next option on the cards, right? But we want to see... ideally either an acceleration to indicate, okay, there's going to be a nice push for a breakout, or okay, we found resistance, we're going to see a slight call off, which will then just give us a better entry to enter anyway. Okay, so we can look at, okay, where can I be looking at a short-term correction for then it to accelerate and push back up. So yeah, that's the next one in the pipeline. We've got a long on oil, but at the moment we're kind of struggling to make that break. So that push up there. So again, we'll keep an eye on it. If it starts to break down through the kind of the structure here, then we'll get out. We'll cut the losses short. But at the moment we're kind of compressing. We're waiting for that break. We could see that break towards the top. So we'll continue holding on this one. Your euro pound, again, we're supposed to be getting a FBC meeting at 10:45 UK time, so there's going to be a little bit of volatility here. Obviously, we made that breach of that trend line, which looks good. Okay, this is the wider structure. You got your top of the range, your bottom of the range. We breached through that trend line. We've come up and retested for resistance, which is nice. So we'll see how things kind of react here and see whether we can ultimately make that push to the bottom of that range. So again, we'll continue holding. But yeah, apart from that, that's what we got here for you guys. Thank you very much for joining me this morning for the live trading session. Unfortunately, it's more of entering trades and looking for setups rather than really cashing in on profit at the moment. Things are just building up for that New York Open, okay? And they're just starting to pick up momentum again. So yeah, let's see what we can get for the, till the next training session. Okay, so you will see us back here 12 o'clock, 12:30 UK time. But yeah, if I don't see you, have a beautiful day. Yeah, let's see where we can cash in on some profits. Thank you very much. Cheers.